ask my Democrat colleagues to just agree on that. That's compromise. That is certainly a compromise, right? We are meeting in the middle here. And it's especially urgent now because, like we just talked about, so many states are locking down their businesses. Their small businesses especially are getting killed, while the big businesses can stay open. And this isn't fair to people.
Yeah, well, it's a conundrum of sorts for sure. And we're counting on those of you who are in a position to do something about it to make it happen. Let's talk about the presidential election. Do you recognize Joe Biden as president-elect?
Well, it's not been certified, so
no.
What I do want to see is proof from the Trump campaign about what they're. I mean, these are very bombastic allegations, but the states have not certified it. As soon as that certification happens, we have to accept the outcome of the election. And I would encourage the president to do the same. But this has become a very strange sort of I think approach by many in the media, as if there's no precedent for this, as if I don't have a tweet from Nancy Pelosi back in 2017 saying the election was stolen and it's illegitimate. Nobody cared about it back then. I find that very strange.
Well, I
just find the double standard to be hopelessly strange. It's extreme.
It's one thing there's one thing to have a tweet about it, and it's another thing to put lawyers all across the country throwing claims of one kind or another to try to, as Mitt Romney said, the president is trying to subvert the will of the people and overturn the election. He then says it's difficult to imagine a worse, more undemocratic action by a sitting American president. That's a little bit different than Nancy Pelosi tweeting.
You're right, it is different. Nancy Pelosi tried to impeach the president. So you're right. She did take much more extreme action. I agree with you there. The reality is that this is not unprecedented. And it's this is an absurd talking point, Gambrell, and I think you know that. There's a lot of precedent for this. Al Gore did not concede for how many days? Right? Because they were contesting it. And you're using the legal process to do so. To say that this is subverting our democracy is in itself an extreme statement. Everybody needs to calm down. Calm down. This is beyond the pale. To make an extreme statement that our democracy is under threat because somebody has lawyers and they're contesting and they're making allegations and they're bringing that through the court process, which is the right thing to do. That is partisan. That is a partisan statement.
Well, I made
on the other side plenty of times, and we would accept it as such.
I made sure to use that comment from Mitt Romney as opposed to a Democrat. So it's not like you're, fighting.
It doesn't matter. They're all saying the same thing.
Okay. Well, I just want to.
The point itself is the same.
I want to raise the flag that was not a Democratic talking point more than anything else. Hey, I'm going to continue.
It is.
Well, but it's now a Republican talking point as well. Is what you're saying. It's and you say it's extreme.
The Romney talking point, right? I mean, the guy hates the president. He's entitled to his own opinion. But fine, if you want to forget about the partisanship of it, I don't think you can. But the reality of the situation is the same. The Trump campaign needs to provide some evidence. All right, I think everybody's getting a little tired of not seeing the evidence for this vote switching and Dominion vote systems. On the other hand, this hand-wringing, the sanctimonious pearl clutching that our democracy is under threat because they're taking their allegations to the court and through the process is absurd. It's absurd, Canberra.
Congressman Crenshaw, that sanctimonious pearl clutching is a phrase I'm going to keep with me all day long. Thank you for that. Sanctimonious pearl clutching.
It's the general demeanor of the entire media and the entire Democratic Party. These are overstatements. These are overstatements.
I take your point. There are a lot of people who adamantly disagree with you. I got to take a break here right now. We got to come back. We have a Newsmakers Extra we're going to try to get to as well, because we get long-winded, both of us. So we'll come back after break and ask you one question, and then we'll do the Newsmakers Extra, okay? Congressman Dan Crenshaw, thank you so much. We'll be back after this break.